Alright, good day guys. So what we're doing in today's video is the question 3. This is the episode 3 of uh the OAU positioning tutorial. So what we're doing today is we are looking at some structures found in cells, right? We now want to look at structures that are found in both animal cells and the plant cells. So look at this. Structure found in cells are listed below. What are they? The cell wall, right? The cell membrane, the chloroplast, the cytoplasm, the nucleus, and the sap vacuole. Now, when we are talking of plant cell and animal cells, animal, they have the animal cell. Plants has the what? The plant cell. Now, there are differences between plants and animals. You don't expect yourself now to have the same cells, the same cell that the plant has because your function is different, right? Even between animals, there are some differences between animals. Human beings are different from chimpanzees. They are different from lions. They are different from because their classes are different, their species are different. So things like that. But what we are doing, looking at here, is that we want to know the parts or organelles, the structures that you can see in animal cells, and you can still see them in plant cells. Now, let me tell you some of the things that you need to know. Let me just write it now. Now, you need to know that, sorry, let me use something more thick. In plant cell and in animal cell. Now look at it. Plant cell, they have what? A rigid cell wall. If you look at the first video I dropped for this episode of OAU positioning, I talk about some of the things like some of these organelles. But there's something I told you in that video that plant animal cell does not have cell wall. I said cell wall is just like a fence. You know, for those of you that go to a very good school, I'm not condemning anybody's school, but I'm saying I know that there are some buildings that they have fence. So cell wall is just like a fence. So instead of animals should not have to have a what? A cell wall. Instead, they have what we call what? They don't have what? No cell wall, right? Now, animal cell, instead of them to have cell wall, they have cell membrane instead. But the thing is, this cell membrane is also present in plant cell. But the thing is, after having the cell membrane, the plant cell now covers like if this is a plant cell, right? If this is a plant cell, if the cell sorry, if this is the cell membrane in a plant cell, the plant cell will still have a particular rigid cell wall that will still be a guide for this what cell membrane, because normally cell membrane is a little bit elastic in nature, right? So but the cell wall will make the fence to be more rigid. Do you understand? So that's why animal cell don't have cell wall. So plant cell, they have cell membrane. The same thing with what? Animal cell. What else are we looking at again? We have done this, we have done this. Now chloroplast. Now chloroplast is the organelle. Plant cells normally, plants, they are known to be what? Autotrophic in nature. They are what? They are known to be what? Autotrophic in nature. What do we mean by autotrophic? Auto means what? Self. Trophic has to do with what? Production. So that means what? Self production, right? So when we're talking of autotrophic mode of nutrition, it means that organism is able to produce food on its own. Like, do you understand? Now, autotrophic is divided into two parts. We have the photosynthetic mode of nutrition, and we also have the what? Chemosynthetic. Chemosynthetic mode of nutrition, right? Now, just like the name, chemosynthesis, that means use of what? Chemicals to manufacture food, right? Photosynthesis, this is where we are going. Photosynthesis means what? Photo, anything photo, it has to do with what? It has to do with light, right? So photosynthesis is the production of production of light by the help of sunlight. By the help of what? Sunlight. So what is that organelle in the plant that enables them to manufacture food on their own? That organelle is what? Chloroplast. Now for plant cell, this chloroplast now bear what we call the chlorophyll. I hope you are getting my epistle, my preaching, right? So chlorophyll is, what is now the function of this chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is what traps, what will trap light energy from the sunlight and uses that light energy to break down, to perform some reactions for the manufacturing of food. So don't forget, chloroplast now, because animals, they are what? They are heterotrophic in nature. Heterotrophic in nature means what? They feed on the plant. They depend on plants for food. They cannot manufacture food on their own. So because animals cell, they cannot manufacture food on their own. Also, of course, what do you expect animal cell to be using chloroplast for? Or do you have chloroplast? There's no way you want to have that because you don't need it. You don't need what? Chloroplast. So because of that, plant cell, they have what? Chloroplasts. Why the animal cell does not have? So no chloroplast. I hope you are getting me like this. So we are done with that. Now cytoplasm is just like a well that suspend all the organelles in both plant cell and animal cell. So of course, cytoplasm will be in the animal cell and also in plant cell. It will be in what? Animal cell and plant cell. So because cytoplasm is just like a fluid that suspend all the parts or the organelles of cells. So cytoplasm is in both of them. Now what else again? Nucleus. Although there are some cells that don't have nucleus, I already said it. Those are prokaryotic cells. But it's not as if they don't have nuclear membrane that bond the constituent of their nucleus. So that's for those ones. But normally for a typical cell, you must have nucleus. Because that's what control the life activity. So if you don't have nucleus, that cell cannot be a perfect. Although we have cells that don't have nucleus, so don't be confused. So this is nucleus. Nucleus is there in the plant cell. Nucleus is also in the animal cell. What else again? Now, sap vacuole. Sap vacuole. Please, this question is very, very tricky. Sap vacuole is different from if they just give you only vacuole. If this question says vacuole, it would have been right. But because they sell sap vacuole, right? The function of this vacuole is what? Is for osmoregulation. So this sap vacuole, right, is this vacuole is the function is just for osmoregulation, right? Is for what? Osmoregulation. Do you understand? Now, when the question says sap vacuole, that has to do with plant cell. It has to do with what? Plant cell. It has to do with the plant cell. But normally, the difference between plant cell and animal cell is that the plant cell, they have a large vacuole, while the animal cell, they have a small vacuole. But the question here is telling us that vacuole, and I already told you that that vacuole, it has to do with what? Plant cell. So because of that, that vacuole is not found in what? In the animal cell. So now let's look at the answers now. So we already said, they said we should look at the structures found in both of them. So what is found in both of them? Cell membrane is found in both of them. Cytoplasm is found in both of them. Nucleus is found in both of them. So our answer will be 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. So 2, 4, 5. So our answer is what? Option D. So thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will implore you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that when we drop interesting videos like this, you will be the first people to benefit from it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.